Oh man, it's 2025, brand new year. Got my morning coffee. Time to see what's going on. Yo, what? Yo, Steve, come over here.
What's going on? So look, they just announced that we're gonna be getting the EVO show in typical fashion of what games will be at the largest fighting game event in the world, EVO Vegas. I've been waiting, Spooky's been waiting, and we're here.
We were all waiting.
And everybody's waiting.
But guess what? You don't gotta wait for the actual announcement show because they put the entire thing accidentally at the YouTube thumbnail. I'm sure almost everybody and their mom has seen it by now. So, I mean, we're not gonna bury our heads in the sand and pretend like we ain't see what happened. You guys all seen it, right? So instead, me and Steve wanted to talk to you guys a little bit about some of the interesting things that we thought about the games list.
So look, obviously we already had our name of the games that we knew were going to be included. The Street Fighter 6s, the Tekken 8, some will say Guilty Gear Strive, but
it's the biggest anime game. It was bigger than Street Fighter.
It was bigger than Street Fighter at a point in time.
Yep.
And then of course, Granblue Fantasy versus Rising is also in there. But we still have some games that a lot of people were not expecting to be on this list and make a return. First and foremost, I feel like we got to talk about the brand new kid on the block, Mark of the Wolves, Fatal Fury, City of the Wolves, I should say.
So I'm into this. We don't completely know what's happening in the system yet, but we have an idea that it's pretty much the Mark of the Wolves system with a little bit of extra combo juice added on top to it.
Yeah.
But overall, it's trending towards that hyper hop, perfect block, type of play style that they used to have before. So this to me has a lot of potential because we don't have a lot of games like this no more.
No, this is absolutely true. Look, I'm an old school Mark of the Wolves fan. Bring me Freeman or bring me death. But City of the Wolves is definitely a game that's really been on the tip of everybody's tongue when they're talking about playing it, as well as playing it at a competitive level. And on top of that, it's the return of Fatal Fury, man. We've had KOF for years now, playing an EVO and just not playing an EVO. But the first time we get a Fatal Fury game in EVO is Fatal Fury, City of the Wolves, man. I can't wait to play it. You're right, man. The system has been revealed. I haven't gotten hands-on time with it yet, but the game looks amazing, and everybody has been raving about it who has played it so far. So the fact that it's at EVO is actually a really good look. I can't wait to see what people are going to do at a high level when this game is being played at EVO.
Absolutely. So one other game that's on the list that I find particularly interesting, I'm sure you guys all do too, is that this game is like the enduring rock of the FGC, where even your favorite is whether you're a casual or a hardcore monster, there's no way you don't love this game. It's Marvel vs. Capcom 2.
Boom!
Still to this day, maybe 2025, they're still in the mix.
Look, the return of Marvel vs. Capcom 2, not 3, 2 to the EVO lineup. If you've watched EVO before, if you're new to the FGC, Marvel is one of the longest standing legacy games in the history of fighting games, and it bring out some of the best champions in the world, the Justin Wongs, the IFC Yipes, and it really does kind of have that smash effect where people will come and play this game years later to get the feel.
We just got the new updated release that you can play with rollback. It's actually not a bad release, and they even fixed some of the things that we were complaining about. I was not feeling that you couldn't have the Juggernaut glitch. You know what? They heard us, and they put the Juggernaut glitch back in the game. So I was like, okay, you know what? That's pretty good. If you're gonna do that, all right, I'll support this. So, I'm happy I bought it. I'm happy that Marvel 2's in it. But also, one reason I'm happy to watch this game at EVO is that we don't have too many games left that are dependent on raw technical prowess.
Woo, bars.
There aren't too many games that got the one frame links in them anymore, or concepts like having to mash to get out a combo. This game has some of the most advanced concepts that have ever been put into a team game, and even with newer ones like 2XKO and Skullgirls, most of those games are borrowing a lot of their concepts from what Marvel 2 did. That was the whole idea, right? So you can show you how this game is still being played because it's something that's years ahead of its time. And if I had to pick absolutely the #1 game that I'm hyped to see at EVO, is Marvel vs. Capcom 2.
I completely agree. One of the things that really excites me is the fact that we could get to see some of the legends of this game return and play all over again. Look, I know everybody loves IFC Yipes. That's my brother. But that dude is a Marvel vs. Capcom 2 champion. People used to come from states just to watch this guy play. Your favorite casual masher, influencer, Justin Wong, one of the all-time greats
he's been
at
practicing
this
Marvel
game.
2, not even knowing this was
not
coming.
even knowing that this was coming. He was just practicing. So one of the things that excites me about it, not only with the technical ability, because obviously I was in arcades when this game was there, you were there too, is seeing some of these champions and watching watching other people get exposed to players like Yipes, to players like Justin Wong for the first time, to see them not in their commentary, but gaming.
And all the new kids on the block too.
And all the new kids.
I love seeing old versus new, and this is going to be another year where that's going to happen. Just like when Chaos first challenged Jay Wong a bit back, and that was a whole big deal. Every time that Marvel 2 comes back, there's always some new kid saga mixing in with the old guys. And I'm excited to see who's going to be the new kid on the block this time around to bring the pressure and bring the fire.
Now, obviously, you can't forget about the other games on the list. We know Street Fighter, we know Tekken, Guilty Gear. We talked about Granblue, Fantasy vs. Rising, but also Marvel, Fatal Fury. But Undernight In-Birth is back on the EVO list, and I'm really happy to see it. It's one of those high technical prowess games as well, but it's a long-standing game, I feel like, now that's really been around in the scene long enough to where it's getting proper due, where you're seeing this game played at a high level. EVO is the top of that level. You're going to see a lot of players in the world.
And they always bring out their best stuff at EVO. One thing that I like about French bread is that French bread has always been an enduring since Melty Blood, the year where Melty Blood won the EVO vote and got in there all the way up until where we are in modern days, where everyone and their mom still really, really loves the new Undernight and Undernight 2. So this is awesome to see, and it's another enduring community game, which is why I get why you're also excited about it. So guys, we don't want to keep you too much because you all seen the news. We know it's extra hype. Steve, is there anything else special that you want to talk about in this list here out of what you've seen?
So first, we talked about every game. I feel remiss if we would not bring up Mortal Kombat 1, the latest installment in Mortal Kombat. And we actually talked about one of their last characters with Ghostface being introduced. Look, we talk about like all these other games at a high level. One of the enduring Western titles is Mortal Kombat at the highest level.
There ain't too many that we make.
It ain't too many that we get.
By the Japanese developers who are excellent, but you're true. All 7 other games here that you look at are made by a Japanese developer in some way. Street Fighter is a franchise that's handled by Capcom USA, I believe. But at the end of the day, the dev team also comes from the Japanese team.
And look, if you look at Mortal Kombat, if you go back over past EVOs and just the competitive scene with their tours, etc., you will see that there's a lot of big champions that are growing in the Mortal Kombat scene, whether it be, the regulars with, Sonic Fox, Ninja Killer, the boy Rewind, all those great players out there. But there's always an active base of players trying to strive for that #1 spot in Mortal Kombat. Tekken Masters, another one. They have great international competition, and EVO has always put on an amazing show when it comes to Mortal Kombat because of the players, because of the show, because of the prestige and the layers. It is going to be amazing. I mean, the list looks amazing on top of that because we're going to get a lot of players from around the world coming to try to gain that championship.
Word. You said something that I feel like is important. It's a good way to put a statement on it at the end, which is that part of the reason why we enjoy EVO is not just about the game itself, but about the particular people that come to each game. And Mortal Kombat is a game that has a lot of young blood and new blood, much like some of these other games, and a lot of old blood even. Like Sonic Fox now becoming almost like a little bit of the old guard in that game when they used to be the young blood, right?
Facts.
And that's part of the most fun sagas of EVO is seeing whether there's a new kid on the block that's strong enough to take on the old schoolers, or whether an old schooler is gonna straight Jay Wong it like the old days when Jay Wong would win, every tournament or something like that, or 5 of the 10 tournaments, the old days, right? If someone was gonna be that dominant again. And that's part of what makes EVO the most exciting to watch every year, no matter what happens.
Look, I'm glad you brought that up, man. There's a lot that's gonna come from this EVO lineup. I'm telling you right now. I feel like every year EVO, when it comes to the competition, we're always surprised by one game or another. This list is very indicative. I love that we have a throwback game with Marvel vs. Capcom 2. We have the new games with Street Fighter 6, Tekken 8, and Guilty Gear Strive still holding it down. But we also have some returning favorites like Undernight, like Granblue Fantasy Versus, and on top of that, Mortal Kombat still being there. But this is going to be great. We got new games with City of the Wolves. We got old games with Marvel vs. Capcom, and we still got those big 3 titles with the Street Fighters, the Tekkens, and the Guilty Gears holding us down. But that sets it for the EVO lineup this year. I can't believe it actually got leaked early. I was waiting to see the show with my own eyes, but I guess they gave us a little treat.
I'm sure the show will have some exciting things to watch.
Obviously.
And you're still going to enjoy seeing and some cool guests on there. But as far as the games itself, we're not going to get any surprises, guys. The surprises right here before you. Anyway, look for more videos of me and Steve soon. We're working together and powwowing on ideas that you guys are going to enjoy so that we're putting the most, the most maximizing out of each little video and not just making videos that you guys find boring, that type of thing. So that's it, everybody. Have a pleasant day. Happy New Year, and we'll see you all soon.